welcome back to Astroways. As promised, today let's do a special video to learn about the 24 solar terms. If you have been following my channel, you've probably learned about Chinese Bazi chart reading, which is a type of Chinese astrology reading that's highly based on these 24 solar terms. And for others, if you've watched the Winter Olympic Games opening back in 2022, you'd probably slightly heard about it. And if you had done a little bit of research on this, you would know that the 24 solar terms aren't just about China. It's about half of the Earth, the whole northern hemisphere. It doesn't matter which country you're from, as long as you're in the north of the equator, we all have the same seasonal changes. And the 24 solar terms are here to help you to understand the changing of seasons in an in-depth way. Not just the changing of the 4 seasons, but also the entering period of a season, the fading period of the season, the impact and the different activities that each season brings. These 24 terms divide the year into smaller parts, around 15 days each, to match nature's rhythms. And these divides are not only useful for tracking seasonal transitions in detail, but also highly used for astrology purpose, for agriculture purpose, for festivals and culture practice like holidays and celebrations, and even for health and wellness purposes. Because the season and climate can impact our body in a significant way. Okay, now let's take a simple journey through each of these terms. You may find surprises that even Chinese people don't usually know. Okay, first one in the solar terms list is called the beginning of spring. Usually is around the beginning of February time. This symbolizes the beginning of spring. Farmers get ready to plant new crops, and people celebrate the spring festival to welcome the new year. Wait, hold on. The beginning of spring. I disagree. Spring starts in March, not February. Do Chinese start spring in February? Because the rest of the northern hemisphere don't. Now, here comes the interesting thing. Even most Chinese don't know. The beginning of spring doesn't mean the starting of spring. It doesn't mean spring starts that day. No. If you've been following my Bazi chart reading course, you know that February is the month of tiger, which is wood. But this wood has high winter content still in there. It's called the beginning of spring. It's because the wood element, the spring element, is entering our environment at that point. Spring has not yet taken over winter, but it's entering a transition phase where winter is not purely winter anymore. Spring element has entered our environment. When the spring really starts, like the rest of the country in the North Hemisphere, it starts in March. We'll go to that solar term later. But before that, we have a second solar term here, which is called rainwater. At around mid-late February, just as the name suggests, it is when rain starts to fall. It's like nature's way of giving water to the earth and helping plants grow. Farmers transplant young plants during this time. The next one is waking of insects. Around beginning of March, as the weather gets warmer, insects wake up from their sleep. It's like a sign that nature is coming alive again. People also start thinking about protecting their crops from insects. And you also start seeing more insects appearing in your living environment, especially in warm, humid areas. Next one is vernal equinox. Now, this is what the rest of the world called the starting of springtime, which is around mid-late March. From this day on, winter element has all disappeared and is pure spring. In chart reading, it's pure wood element. Also during this time, the daytime and the nighttime are about the same length. It's like nature trying to keep things balanced. Farmers begin plowing and planting as the earth gets ready to produce new life. Next one is pure brightness. Around beginning of April, this is a time for remembering loved ones who have passed away. People visit their ancestors' graves and also take care of their growing plants and crops. Then we have grain rain at mid-late April. As the name implies, this is when the rain helps grains like rice and wheat grow well. Farmers focus on planting these important crops. Next, we have the beginning of summer at the beginning of May time. Same as the beginning of spring, it doesn't mean summer starts here. It means summer flow has started to interfere with spring. It's like a warmer welcome after the cold spring. Farmers begin planting other crops that thrive in the heat. After that, we have rainfall at mid-late May. This is when the grains start to fill out and get bigger. This is like the nature's way of saying that the hard work of planting is paying off. Next, we have grain in beard, which is around beginning of June time. The grains getting a little bit more mature, like they have little beards. Farmers are busy making sure everything grows strong. Then we have summer solstice. Here is when summer officially takes over with full power. Same day as the rest of the northern countries. To mark summer starts here as mid-late June. Also, this is the longest day of the year. People celebrate the sun's power and its time of warmth and light. Next is slight heat. Now that we have summer all powered up, here comes the heat. And as the summer heat increases, people look for a way to stay cool. Farmers also make sure the crops won't get too hot. Next one, which is solar term number 12. The middle one is called great heat, which is around mid-late July. Here we enter the hottest period of the year. The hottest days of summer arrive. People need to be careful in the heat, and farmers start to prepare for harvest time. Okay, let's stop here for this episode. We've learned the first 12 solar terms out of the 24. We'll continue on the next episode. Also, if you're interested in Bazi chart reading, if you know what month pillar is in your natal charts, where the season impacts our life, you won't want to miss the next episode, because I'll tell you what most metaphysicians won't tell you, or prefer not to tell you, or don't even know, which is how to calculate your month pillar if you were born in the southern hemisphere, the countries from the south half of the equator. So far, none of the online generators can do this calculation, and that's how people make mistakes when they do chart readings. Okay guys, that's all for today. If you want to have your chart reading with me, you can email me at astroways.info@gmail.com or find me on Facebook at Astroways. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more about metaphysics, please subscribe my channel and I'll keep you updated.